Hi everyone, I wanted to do an update on the situation in the UK with regards to cannabis law, because I've done a couple of videos recently on the government have started to change their ways with regards to the law, and they said that they were going to change the law in the light of the Alfie Dingley case, and I've forgotten the other boy's name now. There were two boys who were suffering epileptic fits, and the government wouldn't let them have their cannabis medication, which drastically cut these fits, and one of them almost died as a result, and they said they were going to change the law, and they have done, to be fair to them. This is from the UK Cannabis Social Club's website, and it's a great little website, that is, especially for law. Home Secretary confirms specialists can prescribe cannabis medicine from 1st of November. Specialists, though. Oh, right. Okay. Is a situation where you could have simplified it totally and just left it up to the doctors. But no, they've got to meddle about with it and make it more complicated, haven't they? Because they're the government and they suck. Specialist doctors can start prescribing cannabis-derived medicine to patients in England, Wales and Scotland from the 1st of November, Home Secretary Sajid Javid has confirmed. The one word there that is not needed is derived. It grows in the ground. All you need is to give it water and sunlight, and that's it, and it grows. And then you just dry it and cure it, and you can take it wherever you want, in cookies, smoke it, whatever. But no, they've got to make it into a pill, or a potion, or a cream. The new law will not limit the types of conditions that can be considered for treatment. That's good, by the way. That's good because, as I've said before, I suffer from arthritis. That's what I use cannabis for. It's really good for it. Excellent anti-inflammatory. The new law will not limit the types of conditions that can be considered for treatment, and doctors will no longer need to seek approval from an expert panel in order for patients to access the medicines. But it's got to go to a specialist, not a doctor. In a written statement to Parliament, Javid said this brings these products explicitly into the existing medicines framework. These regulations are not an end to themselves. The ACMD will be conducting a long-term review of cannabis, and the National Institute for Health and Care has been commissioned to provide advice for clinicians by October next year. So more studies and crap that's not needed. Wasted taxpayer money. I stress the importance of acting swiftly to ensure that, where medically appropriate, these products can be available to be prescribed to patients. He added, I have been consistently clear that I have no intention of legalising the recreational use of cannabis, and I have been consistently clear, Sajid Javid, that you are a complete and utter moron for taking that stance. He continued to take account of the particular risk of misuse of cannabis. They all say that, the particular risk of misusing cannabis. What about the misuse of alcohol, Javid? What about the misuse of tobacco? Those actually kill people, you know. Name me one person that's ever died from cannabis. One. Go on. One of them. Oh, God, it drives me mad, this does, because it's so stupid and annoying. To take account of the particular risk of misuse of cannabis by smoking and the operational impacts on enforcement agencies, the 2018 regulations continue to prohibit smoking of cannabis, including of cannabis-based products for medicinal use in humans. So he said all that, and the police have said, listen, we're not going to prosecute for people for growing it for their own use. Who do you believe? They've tweeted out, there's a good post on Instagram, that is, that the Cannabis Social Clubs have tweeted out. GPs won't be able to prescribe it, basically. That's the crux of this. Won't be GPs. GPs will have to refer you to a specialist doctor. Just want to read this one paragraph. Professor Mike Barnes, the medical cannabis expert who secured the first long-term licence for its use for Alfie Dingley, said, this announcement has transformed the position of the UK in this exciting and developing field. Many of my medical colleagues are understandably unsure about the benefits. After all, medical cannabis has been illegal in the UK for generations. But I urge them to, basically, what that is something instilled into them either. Basically, that's not experts in their field. It's not at all. It's things that have been, it's untruths that have been propagandized into people about cannabis. That's what that is. But I urge them to embrace these developments. Compared to many pharmaceutical drugs, whole plant medical cannabis products are remarkably safe and, as recent high-profile cases have shown, can produce dramatic improvements for patients. And that's the point I want to get to there. As recent high-profile cases have been shown with Alfie Dingley and the other, I've forgotten his name now. If those two cases hadn't been highlighted, if they hadn't been high-profile, nothing will have changed. It only changed because the government were found out to be hypocritical, refusing these two boys their medicinal cannabis, whilst the UK, being the largest exporter of legalised cannabis in the world. My whole stance on this is great. Okay, you've inched your way forward to the right thing, but it's an inch. It's just stop piddling about and just legalise it. 1 million hours of police time a year wasted enforcing cannabis prohibition. 1 million hours of an already stretched police force each year wasted. There's more places growing cannabis in the UK than there are police officers. That's a fact. You can't police it. There's no need to. Scotland Yard spends more than £1 million every year locking up cannabis users, former Cabinet Minister claims. £1 million a year locking up people for smoking a plant. And I've shown this before, how legalising weed would save Britain billions. It would create, I think I did the math and it came out something like £6 billion extra it would give the economy. That's about half the size of the tobacco industry, and I highly suspect that the tobacco industry are one of the reasons why full legalisation of cannabis is a slow process in the UK. And I went on to say, that amount of money, although it's not a massive percentage increase on the Treasury's purse, it'd still pay for every old folks' winter fuel allowance. The stoners, as I said before, could be keeping the old dears warm in the winter. Thank you, stoners. Keep getting high. But no, they're not going to do that. The jobs it would create, if they legalised it, it's at least 200,000 jobs. If you look at the size of the agriculture industry in this country, which has got 535,000 workers and is 9.5 trillion. Cannabis industry would be, I estimate it to be something like 60% of that. And this is the sort of thing the government do there. I mean, they made a step forward here, but they've got it arse about face and done it wrong. What they're desperately trying to do is to stop people medicating themselves, because pharmaceutical companies are going to lose money, tobacco industry is going to lose money, alcohol's industry going to lose money. Those three industries all kill people. Cannabis, not so much. This is back from 2009, and this was Gordon Brown. This was a Labour government, a centre-right government, or centrist government. David Nutt, the government advisor, was asked to do an in-depth report on which were the most dangerous drugs in the UK. I think tobacco was top. I think alcohol was second. Cannabis was all the way down the end. LSD, he said, was taking LSD was no more dangerous statistically than riding a horse. All of these things are facts. Didn't matter. Didn't go along with what the government wanted, so they sacked him. This is why you're not going to get any experts actually giving good advice to the government. They'll get sacked. And as I've said, all of this is just nonsense, because we're the largest exporter of legal cannabis in the world in the UK. I'll leave a link to the article below. It's a longer article. This is a step in the right direction, but as I keep saying, and I'm going to keep doing these videos, whether people watch them or not, I'm just going to keep doing them. I don't care. For my own benefit more than anything else. It's a step forward, a tiny step forward. But for Christ's sake, there's nothing really stopping us from saying, okay, America have done it, Canada have done it, Colombia have done it, Portugal have done it. All of them have seen, great things as a result of it. The economy's doing better, drug use is down, etc., etc., etc. Let's just do it. Let's look. No, they're desperately trying to get people to get cannabis from a pharmaceutical company rather than just grow it in a bucket. This is a step forward. I'm happy about it, but I'm also really frustrated that the government of this country just will not listen to reason, not just on this matter, but on any matter. They want to do what they want to do, and bollocks to the facts. Tax it, legalise it. Legalise it, tax it, regulate it. That's what you need to do. And that's my stance on it. I'm going to keep doing these videos. Every time there's something in the news about cannabis, I'm going to keep doing these videos until the government finally does legalise it, tax it and regulate it, because it really is the only sane way forward for this country with regards to cannabis laws. If you like this video and you want to see more, please subscribe and click the bell below so you get a notification of when I drop further videos. Independent voices like mine, I'm sure you're aware by now, are being censored across all social media platforms, so please like and comment on the videos. That really does help the channel out, and share the videos wherever you can to grow the audience. If you can, please support me on Patreon. You can do it for as little as $1 a month. I cannot do this without your help. I rely on your donations. Thanks very much for your support. It really is appreciated. Until next time, peace and take care.